were you going about, let's say, defining product thinking in healthcare AI and Gen AI initiatives? Because I think that distinction makes a lot of difference, especially when you're looking at, when you're at the crawl stage of the whole crawl, walk, run approach of Gen AI.
I think that's the right way of thinking. I think adoption and technical fluency around AI is a must. I would say it's like a prerequisite to understand really where are the capabilities of these models and approaches to apply across different domains, not just healthcare, but in healthcare specifically. I think there's also an influx of interest in Gen AI just with an adoption. I think skyrocketed adoptions of ChatGPT, the Claudes, the Perplexities, the Gemini. People are technically adapt to like prompting these systems, but unfortunately, sometimes that overestimates or overhypes the expectations behind these systems and what they're truly capable of in highly regulated spaces like healthcare. So sometimes you have to ground folks to reality and level set, I would say, the expectations, because not every business problem can be solved with Gen AI. But I would say even if it's possible, I don't think in certain situation you should. I think that there's certain applications of AI. It just doesn't make sense where you have to preserve that human to human relationship where empathy really matters. We've seen that with customer service kind of applications. So again, I would kind of have to ground it to the reality. Just because it's possible sometimes doesn't mean you should apply AI. So it comes down to understanding kind of the business problems. And then there's two opportunities, I would say, for businesses, especially in healthcare, to look at. And I think the low-hanging fruit is always the back office operations. They're the less riskiest. And when I talk about, revenue cycle, maybe it's inbox messaging, anything that kind of deals with, among employees, what are they doing? And then where can you bring in administrative efficiencies, and where can you streamline workflows kind of in the back office? They tend to be less risky because you have employees that could still cross-validate and check the outputs. Things that are more business model related, where you're kind of starting out tapping into the patient care, clinical decision making, that carries a completely different risk profile. So, and for most organizations, they tend to start with back office because it's less risky. You can involve more human in the loop type of effort than things that are, again, client facing or patient facing or clinical decision making.